So I would say welcome, welcome everybody. Welcome to the presenters, as well as especially also welcome to all participants. So it's a pleasure to present this workshop today. A workshop which is focusing on the topic of ensuring that innovation is actually reaching the CE mark. So overall, what we seek to do with the NoBoCap project, and so this is organized by the NoBoCap project, is to ensure that we ensure a good supportive environment, the supportive tools in order for the micro, for the innovators, for the small companies to be guided through the regulatory environment, which overall is still a quite complex regulatory environment. But with all the supportive programs that we're having, we're seeking to ensure that there is a good pathway and a good supportive pathway. So we will be focusing this workshop on a specific tool, which is looking at the what we have called an e-tool, and actually to guide the innovator in order to the identification of the specific codes. And then linked to that one, once the codes are identified, the ability to reach out towards a notified body. And so we have a matchmaking tool, which we're also happy to present, and to conclude also with some further supportive trainings to have an overview of those. And then we will have some question and answers. So I'd like to turn over now to Luminita to give a quick introduction on the tool, and then we will seek to go into a practical case in order to demonstrate the tools which we have available. So Luminita, over to you.
Hello, nice to see you all. I am starting by sharing my screen. I hope you all can see it. Is it okay? Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Today I will start by briefly introducing the NoBoCap tools. And then in the second part of the workshop, I will focus on the matchmaking innovation module. For the NoBoCap environment, I will start by just showing you. I didn't prepare any speech, so it's not going to be a presentation, but a practical way of going through all these important resources we have developed in the NoBoCap project. At the moment, I am already logged in, but I will log out just to start from the beginning. So if any of you wants to try any of these tools, you should first enter portal.nobocap.eu. This is the link where you have access to the first page, the registration or the login page. The first step would be to create an account if you don't have one. By registering, simply by filling in all these fields, an important step is choosing the user type. Based on your interests and your specific, you can choose if you are a market operator, manufacturer, importer, or distributor, or if you are any other type of user and you recognize your organization in these user types, you should select one of these types of users displayed here. If you only want to take a course, you can choose the trainee, but you should know that once you created an account with one type of user, you cannot use the same email address to change the user type. So you should create on a different email address. I will log in with the market operator type of account. And now you can see I have access to the whole environment. It contains a project video. This is a video we created in order to promote and present during our summits. It's describing everything you can find in this environment. Then you will see the e-tool. This is a tool you will see presented by Heike after this short introduction. I'm just pressing here to see a short glimpse at it. The Matchmaking Innovation Notified Body is the platform I'm going to also describe a little bit later in detail. This is the actual tool where market operators can find the codes and the notified bodies covering those codes together with the availability. But this I will describe in more details a little bit later. The job board. This is a resource was not available for the type of user market operator. It's dedicated to the notified bodies who want to find experts and hire them for certificating dossiers. And it's also accessible if you have a user type, a different type of user, which is training. NoBoCap courses. This is the section already used by hundreds of people in this project. During the last years, we organized many trainings through this project. And here you can have registration forms for each of them. And also, you can get access to the NoBoCap community. This is the page where you could click and contact the community secretariat. For now, I think it's enough, and I'm passing it to our partners from Lean Entries. I think it's Heike's turn to present in more details the e-tool available in the NoBoCap environment.
Well, thanks, Luminița. Thanks for making this overview of indeed the different tools that we have in the environment. And I saw a couple of people asking how to get access to it. And I think Diana, yes, you indicated the
link.
The link, and then I think Diana, you also indicated that via dashboard it would also be accessible, huh? So
yeah, correct. Yes.
Yeah. So if people want to have a look at the environment, then it's also now in the chat. Feel free to explore all the different tools which have been developed. And then, as Luminița indicated, so I'm very happy to hand over to Heike to give a little bit the concept of the of this e-tool, and also in line with this. So one is specifically on NoBoCap, but also potentially what others are available, so that we get a good view, and then we go into a concrete case. So Heike, go ahead.
Very good. Just to start off a little bit so that you understand where I come from, where the expertise flows into this regulatory topic. My background is in working in startups. I've been there hands-on in product development, gradually moving to regulatory responsibility already in the 2000s, and then working in two notified bodies that were also test labs for the 60601 standard series for electromedicals. And my concern then was and still is how innovators get through the maze, the complexities of regulations. And that's where I very much appreciate the calls and the consortiums like NoBoCap in pushing these incentives further for innovators to really grasp on regulations. I'm an entrepreneur since 10 years, and we are part of a larger company called Orevia. We're about 80 people of regulatory quality and clinical research experts. I've been involved in standardization, been representing Finland in the advisory board for healthcare standards and so on. And especially the background in working in notified bodies gave me a lot of insight in how very complex this world is. Just for example, to pick the correct code and to understand which notified body would I need to choose and why actually do I need to pay attention to that at perhaps very early stage of my innovation. Because especially today, when there is the concept of structured dialogue, everyone is telling innovators to go to the notified bodies as early as possible to verify your pathway forward and make sure that you are on the right track. So I would consider this very much of a trigger to engage into regulations at an early stage and to figure out which are the notified bodies I should eventually start this dialogue with. If you now I will just show you a little bit of the functionalities, and later there will be more. But here, for instance, at the top hand corner, you have a user manual at your hand at any time, which depicts the list of terms from the MDR and IVDR wherever you are. So if you need to know what does it mean to be an active therapeutic device, you have that terminology. If I turn on references, you will, I'm sorry, actually you don't see that because there is a note on my desktop. You will see, turning on references, you will see where this information is from. And these reference tabs are also links to take you to this particular document and read more, navigate yourself to Annex 8 to read more about this term, if that is relevant in your case. And you want to be very accurate. That is one of the points here. Then you might have other information that you need to be aware of, guidelines that are presented along this pathway. You might be a medical device regulated by the MDR, or you might be an IVD device, both required to find their distinctive path to match with a notified body later. Now, for example, here, where you will need to fill in which device class your product is. And before you can even identify a device class, you would need to qualify if it's even a medical device. This service does not cover that. But if you are in any other contact with our tooling through other engagements and partnerships, for example, you might have your hands on the other tooling that we provide. These are for qualification, classification of medical devices. There are other tools that provide you with a draft regulatory strategy as you move forward, or it might be touching on the AI Act or Data Act or EHDS regulation. And we are moving forward to bring more tools into this play to educate innovators. Let's say that we have found that we are a Class 2A product. That is where we can verify that a notified body is actually needed. It's high enough of a risk class. And then you would move on to navigate the questions presented to you. It might be, for example, that there's nothing related to software in the product these days. Naturally, there's a lot. If you need to find further guidance in what this question might mean and what the considerations need to be in picking the right answer, you have the guidances again, you have the examples, you can turn on the references so there's less information on your screen and move onwards. Let's say this does not have software. Am I an active device now or not? And what is the point of that? Again, these guidances help you out with this one. Let's say that we're not. You give You are given conclusions based on your answers, like this one. It's a non-active device, and that's a whole category of those notified body codes that you then continue navigating through the further questions like invasiveness, or is it specifically for anesthesia or anything of that sort, with the examples again provided to you from those MDCG guidance documents, and at times also from the borderline manual. And at the end of the pathway, naturally this connects back to the NoBoCap platform, but you can also produce a report, and this now illustrates what you get out as a report and as a connection to the platform. You are identifying the notified body codes. If you do not know what they mean, please go into the tool and find out why they are so important and what they are. But the competence of notified bodies is based on this coding, and this also produces you with a list of notified bodies. But that's also something that is embedded in the platform itself to get you that far. And I'd like to end my introduction in showing a glimpse into the future, just a little bit where I showed about the qualification and classification of medical devices module and what follows. Naturally, AI is coming into play there as well. So at the next stages where such consortiums are supported by the European Commission, we are also pushing these tools to utilize AI, and you can present the same questions for them in a chat format. That is just one example of a use case we can think of, and it is pushed on to our highly deterministic, accurate, complete, nuanced models. And this is even providing some content from the internet, very guardrailed model in navigating the same regulatory complexities. And you can ask for more if you don't know, or you can just pick your answer and on you go, pushed onto the deterministic platform. This is what we are aiming to solve. Every innovator faces this challenge. It's a global challenge. And if we do it in Europe better than anyone else, then we have regulatory clarity and regulatory literacy applied by innovators in Europe. And it is a win for the European competitiveness. Thank you. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer. I'll leave further demonstration for Edvinas.
Well, thanks, Heikki. It's really great to see actually where we have our starting point and also where we're moving towards, and also all the work which is being done in order to have the further additional tools being developed as well. As indicated, so from a NoBoCap perspective, we have this the e-tool which we are making publicly available. It's accessible. And then within the community, we are ensuring that we're bringing the innovation hubs, the innovators, together with the know-how partners like lean entries and a lot more companies that are actually supportive. We're actually seeking to bring all those that community together in order to be aware of services which can be supportive, which can be offered. We're actually scrutinizing that they're high quality, and so in that regard, we're ensuring to move ahead and making sure that we have clear pathways and as Heikki indicated, like the clarity aspect, and in that way also making sure that there is an increased ability for innovators actually to address the regulatory pathway within Europe, and also in that way get the accessibility into the health systems in Europe. So thanks for that overview, Heikki, and then I'd like to turn over to make it now concrete to Edvinas in order to do a case example, I suppose, that you're going to do, and perhaps it's worthwhile to introduce a little bit the technology, Edvinas, and that you're having, and then take us through an example. So I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you. So I am from a startup, Willimed, that certified one of our devices in 2020 or so on. It's the time when the COVID started, and I spent a ridiculous amount of time trying to do various things, starting from finding notified bodies to the classification, and I understand this problem very well. And we are on a way to certify our second device. It is Steady Hands app for hand tremor monitoring. And let's try and see how this NoBoCap tool can help me. So you are seeing my screen perfectly, as I imagine. Yeah. Let's try this and e-tools. Yeah. So the fact, this simple thing that I can choose that I'm a medical device and not an accessory, and I can simply just check on the right side of the page is by itself a game changer, because if you have ever seen the MDR documentation or MDD documentation, it's 200 pages of small text, and just to find out the definition of something, you have to scroll everything to the start, and it's not so hard for one time, but then whole day you spend scrolling further and further, you just get confused. So this part is already what I like. We are class 2 because we are measuring critical functions. Yeah, that's what the website also says. We don't have a physical device for our newest device. It's a standalone software, medical device app. Yeah, it is an active device indeed. Yeah, you can't put software inside your body, so it's not implantable. This is interesting. Still in combination with other devices to supply information. Yeah. So at first I thought I should go there, but it is monitoring device according to this definition. Very fast. Let's go further. Yeah. This is not applicable. It's not a system. Yeah, so non-applicable. Okay. Yeah. So having such a report where everything is in place, even the MDA codes is significantly useful. And also, when we were searching for our notified body, that we have to choose and two Rhineland, but the idea were that the only option to find out is to write to them, and we applied for like 6 notified bodies, and the 4 of them didn't want to take over our device because the codes weren't in their scope. So having a list of notified bodies is at least at minimum very helpful. Yeah. Do you guys want me to show anything further, or is it okay for now?
I think it's okay, and I think you already indicated also, of course, where the value comes from.
Yeah.
Now, perhaps if you look at because this is now the second device. So if you recall the first time in it, so which were the major challenges that you encountered? You mentioned where the tool would be really then of an added value for you.
Yeah. So when it was our first device, I didn't know such things as language of regulatory people in medical devices field, because only the language learning everything takes a significant amount of time, because if you're doing it from zero, you have to double check everything, single definition in every sentence, and even to read a chapter can take you hours because you need to clear out everything. So when I'm looking at this tool, you are not playing with the 175 pages of documentation. You're pressing the definition and you're seeing what is going on. So in our first device, this would have been game changer. It would be much easier. And I think that, well, I'm quite capable for learning new things. However, I can see that this could be a major threshold for any medical devices startup, because you have to put in a lot of work for a thing that at the start does not seem like something that gives value, rather than obstacle, because a lot of startups see only business, and regulatory aspects are mystery, something that goes in the way. So at least that. And also, of course, the list of notified bodies. I have saw that it is much easier now to get information regarding this. In the 2019, 2020, it was much harder. So having this structured inside one page, together with the code, together with the class, you could just print, bring to the board or decision makers, and everything is clear, no confusion. Yeah, and how the colleague showed the AI integration would be successful, I wouldn't call it obstacle anymore. It's just a simple step. So I really hope that this will be a big deal that all the startups use.
Great, excellent. Just wanted to see if there are any questions at this moment before we move then to the next step in the process. So I don't know if in the chat there are any questions that came up in the meantime. Let's see if somebody can guide me there.
Just if Heike could comment, is it suitable for SAMT? There was a question.
Yeah. So software medical devices.
Yes,
software as a medical device.
Just like we saw from Edvina's presentation, that was a SAMT case. So you would go through that, but there was also this question which I answered, which related to classification. So this tool doesn't go through classification; it would come through any other agreement we have with consortiums or universities or hubs. So in that regard, if you are the innovator, please go ahead and recommend these tools also for your local communities. And I think NoBoCap is doing also highly valuable work in bringing these hubs together. And that is a great value because the networking part is great. The training modules are highly used today also by institutions and individuals. I've seen a lot of people in Finland tapping onto those training modules, and it's about the trigger in starting to gain that knowledge. Just like Edwina's pointed out, if you spend 2 years on this, you can be still in the haziness. And the idea is that we can change that. We can truly change it and bring the institutions and incubators together is part of the trick.
Yeah. No, thanks, Heikki. And I think also that if I understood correctly, the fact of the classification is not a showstopper to use the tool. So I think it's important, of course, for the submission later on to have a very good view on ultimately which class and to have the classification defined and also confirmed by the notified body. But in order to get through the e-tool and identifying the codes, I understood that classification is not really a showstopper to do so. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yes.
Okay, great, excellent. And so it's great to see also the perspective of indeed this literacy also opportunity, not to have to scroll through the. I mean, depends how big you print, because I saw one of 400 or 500 pages coming out. So you're a very good reader and very small print apparently. That's great, but just visibility of having then immediately the information is also then a critical component. I'd like to turn now to the next, which is moving then once you have the codes towards a further identification of the notified bodies. So I'd like to turn over to Luminita again. And can we go on mute? There are a couple of people that are not on mute at the moment. So Carolina? Okay, so good.
I have
Okay,
shared.
great, perfect. Go ahead.
Okay, so
Luminita.
you can hear me and you can see my screen. Okay, you can confirm that.
Yes,
Good.
absolutely.
So now I will focus on the matchmaking innovation module. This supports market operators in identifying the relevant notified bodies based on device-related information, on MDR/IVDR codes, and on availability. Once the user has a better understanding of the codes and the requirements, as you saw, the next logical step is to identify the relevant notified bodies. This is where the NoBoCap matchmaking innovation component comes in. Its role is to support the early orientation phase, helping market operators identify notified bodies whose scope and declared availability are aligned with the profile of the respective device. Let me show you a bit how this matchmaking works. It has different interfaces for market operator and for notified body. Now here I am logged in with a market operator type of account. So this is the dashboard I am seeing. You will get here first by registering, as I already showed, as market operator user type, and then after you register, you will have to confirm the email address. You'll receive a link on your email, and then when you get into this area here, you will need to complete all the information you see here. So you will be, now I cannot show you this because I already registered with this account. I didn't want to go from the beginning, but this is the information requested when you first create your account. So this information will also appear in the dashboard. If you are a market operator, you have access first to global statistics from the platform. Here they can be about the market operators, which is registered market operator accounts on this platform. We already have 12 real users. So it's not just test accounts. We only have one account. At this moment, we have 12 market operators who have registered and created their dashboard as market operators. So you can also have them by country and by number of employees. You also have here information about the notified bodies in the platform. Here by code, you can see all the notified bodies listed in the NENDO database. We have an API collecting every week and updating our database with all the information from NENDO. So you can see here all the notified bodies in NENDO public database, weekly updated. And also here by country, the notified bodies available by countries. We are talking about the registered notified bodies in the platform here. So we also have a number of 17 real notified bodies user types within this platform. We only confirmed 3 of them, but the rest, they probably tried our environment or are people who registered for the courses. And also statistics about medical devices in the platform. Here we have one medical device, which is a test medical device. It's completed by us. And we also have one medical device completed by one of our notified bodies, market operators in the platform, those 12 real market operators. Okay, so this is the first functionality, global statistics about what is in the platform. Then market operator can create his medical device. You will see a demonstration in a few minutes made by Edvinas with their real device. Here you have the link to the e-tool you already saw. So if you don't know which are the right codes, you go directly through this form and click on the link, bringing you to the page with the e-tool. After I have a medical device, when I click your devices, I see the page with all my medical devices. So if I want to see all the information that has been filled in, I can click here and it is displayed. Now the scope of this module is that I select one medical device and by pressing match, have a complete list of all notified bodies covering first the codes. So this is the full list from NENDO here, because I only have 2 codes, I guess, MDA 0202, MDA 0101 here. It's a test medical device. I don't know if it's correct or even possible to have this, but it's a test account at this point. Here we have also an area where, based on the fact if the notified body has already an account or if he has given his availability, I can see, for instance, for this one who has already an account, I can see that it covers this code, but it's not currently available. In order to see if notified bodies are available, they should be able to complete their availabilities in their own interface. I don't know if I can still show you just in a minute. I will log in with a notified body type of an account, so that you understand how it looks like from notified body's perspective, just briefly. So if I am logged in as a notified body type of account, and I'm trying the matchmaking, sorry, this is the interface, the dashboard I see. I also have access to global statistics about market operators, about notified bodies in the platform, about medical devices in the platform, but I can also manage my availability. And this is an important feature, since this is how the market operator can really benefit from this matchmaking. If the notified body selects here for a certain quarter, let's say first quarter, second quarter, a number of codes, and then submits. I don't do that now because I don't want to introduce in the platform false data. The availability already included here will help the user do a real matching, helping him understand exactly if there is, for a certain period of time, a notified body covering the codes and also available. These are also some analytics the notified bodies can see within the platform. Okay. At this point, I think the best way to understand exactly how this functions is to pass it to Edvinas and to see a real demonstration with a real medical device. He's going to show us by logging in the matchmaking and going through all the steps. Okay, you can share your screen.
Yeah, that's right. As always, good job on the user interface. And let's add a medical device. Our medical device is called Steady Hands. This is hand tremor. Yeah. On my... Okay. So we can Google that immediately. In my history of working with this, I had some issues where the same acronym of the code corresponds to different meanings in different fields. So it's nice that I can see that it's European medical device nomenclature, for example. Yeah. Our immediate code should be this one. And let's put so it's not a new technology, and I'm not recertifying. It's the first time. So obviously I'm not CE marked. If I were CE marked, I would have to put in this UDMED number and UDIDI. So I had once an issue where somebody asked me for these codes, even though we didn't have the certificate yet. So at least here I know that it's not useful in this case. We are class A, as we have already seen. Active device, also measuring functions. Yeah. Oh no, I have pressed something.
Sorry, it should start all over, but it's already.
I think it's saved.
It's already there. Yeah, you can select it out of the.
I can select it.
I don't know. Not all the information is saved.
Yeah, one MDN is Z here. Yeah, our description. Then the purpose. And let's go to the risk class. Yeah, I have searched for these codes before. Let me check my documentation. It's MDS 1009. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, we can also use the tool that we tried before. No medical substances, no human blood, thanks God. Of course. So we have our device with risk class MDN code. Let's select it here and check what's available notified bodies. I'm quite interested regarding two, because we are currently using it.
You can see that they cover that code, but since they are not real users of the platform right now and they didn't select their availability, you are not able to see if they are available for a certain quarter. But ideally, when we will have real notified bodies users in the platform, then you will be able to see in 10 minutes if there are some notified bodies who already declared that they will be able to take your dossier and
I can see this may be super useful in cases where the codes are very niche. For example, once I was helping to certify a device that was like a cream, like a oil with a medical that the device, it is borderline device. So we have contacted a lot of notified bodies and almost everybody said no. We found only one that said yes. Yeah, but it was still quite a long job to do. Yeah, so I think that's it from my presentation, unless you want to see something more.
No, so thanks for that, and thanks for taking us through it. And as also some of the questions came up. So once the submission is being done, what we're seeking to do now is also to bring in then notified bodies that are interested to understand the innovations which are in the pipeline, so we can quite early in the process indeed provide this information. And so then notified bodies that will join in the matchmaking platform will be able to see, if you allow them, to see actually the request, so that can facilitate the contact. And as Luminita indicated, we're also then seeking that the notified bodies themselves are indicating their availability for specific codes, so that you also have the ability to cross-check if they are having capacity for specific codes. So in that way, it can be a facilitator towards matching and identifying the right notified body, and from a notified body perspective to see what's coming into the pipeline and to see if they have to build out capacity for the future and can get into contact as well. So that's how we actually seek to actually facilitate this matchmaking. The first step is, of course, also to have from the innovator side the input, so that we have multiple inputs in there, which will then make it also of interest for the notified bodies to engage us as well. And we're in contact for a couple of notified bodies that already committed to also make their availability. So we're in this process of this further matchmaking. There was also the question with regards to the services, and so what we have is, of course, what indicates what Luminita presented on the services specifically from NoBoCap. But then within the community, there we're actually seeking also to bring a broader external services awareness for the members of the community. And we are having 2 monthly also community meetings, which is open for the innovation hubs. So if you're part of an innovation hub, please advocate that they're also participating in this community, but will also be open for the individual companies and individual persons to participate in this, and that way have awareness of additional services that are available within Europe, and to see if there is any of that might be of specific interest, which then complements also the specific services from NoBoCap, which of course are publicly available. So any final points from your end, Edvinas, that you want to mention on this matchmaking?
That's it for me. If you have any questions, I can always answer to them.
Okay, great. Yeah, and then in respect of the time, also in order to finish in time, I'd like now, first of all, to thank you for all that information, also for Luminita for the information, and turn over to Camilla to give a quick update, I think, on training programs that we also have in the pipeline. So Camilla, go ahead. And I see Camilla is starting a couple of slides. So yeah, go ahead.
Yes, I have a few slides, and it's simpler to keep because we have a little bit of dates and courses. And what I want to tell you in the end of this session is that NoBoCap is here to help you. We have these great tools, and we have additional courses, short-term courses, and one long-term courses which already started. We have additional events. We will produce studies, surveys. We'll have a hackathon. So please stay with us until the end of November, because there are many more things to do together. For example, and you have here we have included on this presentation a QR code, and you have all the courses listed on the platform here. This is the web address. We have in October performance evaluation a course in Bucharest. This is a 3-day course which is affiliated with BeHealth. In September, October, we have the last C-level management course. This looks long, but it's not. We are talking about 6 sessions once a week, 2 hours. So keep that in mind. We'll open registration for this one probably in July. The AI course is already open for registration. So if you're interested to come to Bucharest to attend these courses, you can do it. And we have 3 more, which will be organized by UGent, who is a partner in this project, but we don't have yet the exact dates. You have the titles on the slide. I will not read them. Something else, more, as I mentioned, more activities. We'll have a survey on new MDR, IVDR proposal and framework and implementation of MDR and IVDR regulation. We'll produce a report on EU innovation access pathway and opportunities for defining the clinical evidence requirements. We'll produce 6 white papers on IVDR. 2 of them already produced, and they are uploaded on the portal. So please If you are interested, again, go on the portal and check you can download this papers, 2 already done, 4 more to come. And in autumn, we'll have a lot of events. There will be a hackathon, 3-day hackathon in Bucharest, all organized as part of BeHealth. So we wait for you to register and share your ideas as part of this challenge. We'll have the final conference, we call it NoBoCap takeaways in Bucharest again, as part of BeHealth, and an investor day in Greece, and the date is to be determined. So a lot is happening, and a lot of activities are included around BeHealth, which is a major event in Bucharest, Romania, dedicated to this industry. We have NoBoCap takeaway conference. We have the AI health for health course and the hackathon, as well as 9 panels in the brokerage event. So please keep this in mind, and if you're interested, please register, and we look forward to seeing you in Bucharest, and we look forward to having you registered at the upcoming courses. And last but not least, what we want is for you to use these tools, because we have created these tools to help you. And as Edwina mentioned before, they save time. And time is important for everybody, but especially for the innovators. So time and money, this is what we want to save you. Time, your time, and your money. Because regulation comes and certification comes at a high cost. So it's time and money. Use them. They are here for you. Thank you. Back to you, Yves.
Great. So I couldn't conclude better, actually, and I see a lot of applause for that statement that we're actually there to support. So in respect of the time of the people, indeed, because indeed time is money. And so I'd like to thank first all the presenters. Also like to thank the project coordinator with Rohalf, the Commission, for making sure that we're able to do this project, and then of course all the participants for attending here. Special thanks also to Diana and Iva and the team for and Aline also for the promotion that we have. Please follow our LinkedIn channel. And please join in the activities because we're there to serve you, and in that way to make sure that you're finding a best way forward in order to address the regulatory environment. And from our end, we'll continue to strive towards really and making Europe also a more innovation-enabling regulatory environment. So thanks, everybody, and look forward to be in contact in the near future. Thanks. Talk to you later.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.